everyone.
Hello.
I'm Darnell.
And I'm Angela.
And this is
Garrison House.
Yes, we are here for another Sunday. Last week was Memorial Day. Wow, I'm way back.
Way back when?
Labor Day.
Turn back time.
Yeah, I don't want to turn back time. I don't want to turn back time. I'm cool. So we're here today with a great program. We have some great topics for you today.
Yes.
So let's get into it. GarrisonHouse.bandcamp.com if you want to get some of our music.
Yes.
That supports us. It helps us to get some necessary upgrades here to the studio. As you can see, we've been doing some work. So we've been doing a lot of work. So we're not just talking about we want to upgrade. We're finding ways of upgrading and adding new things to the studio to make a better experience.
Got too much headroom.
Oh, too much? Okay. Well, our tip jar is also open. So you can go to GarrisonHousePodcast.com and go to our tip jar. You can do that as well. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Music, as she pans us around. You can find us on all kinds of platforms, and you can keep up with us. And yeah, we're doing this unplugged today because technically this is take two. Yeah, we're going to tell it. The system froze on us, so this is take two. So anyway, we have,
things go right.
yeah. So we're going to also suggest this, go to our YouTube channel. Just type in Garrison House Podcast. There will be two. One is audio, one is video. We will get we will have the audio one link you to the video one. They both had content. Now, sometimes the audio content may be a week delayed because of a holiday. Sometimes I may not, certain ones, so we didn't upload at the time of this. You will hear this on Spotify probably in the middle of the week because you all on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube are getting. Well, this week. When you
upload, you just upload it.
They'll get it. But we're going to try to get some scheduling for them on time.
Yes.
But we got a lot of changes. So if you've been following, we're changing because we're trying to increase our audience. So we are asking for you to help by subscribing, follow, share, let people know, hey, we watch Garrison House. Cloud Live, y'all been
on it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Sorry, guys. We kind of was trying to rush it through here because something ain't right.
Well, we got it. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. But yeah, you can follow us over there. But anyway, let's talk about our health.
Yes. Healthy living.
Yeah, AM Total Being Fitness is where I've been going now for actually a year. I started my journey a year ago.
How much you lost, baby?
Well, I believe close to, I would say over 60 pounds. It could be close to 70 to 80.
I think what is he here? I think it's almost 70.
Yeah, almost 70. The doctor, his smile went from ear to ear. And so a lot of it came through health, changing diet, changing how we.
Hold on. I think you might have lost a lot more than that.
Well, I'm trying to lose 100, but I'm trying to get into the the upper 200s. So I was close to 400 for those who didn't know. Couldn't move, couldn't stand, legs were all over the place. And so now I'm moving, standing up, getting out of chairs, graduating from a bike when I get into now going on treadmill. So there's a lot going on. So your health is important. So we'll be doing something with myself and my trainer here soon.
Yes.
We will have
do a lot more specials.
Yeah. So that way you can hear some of the stuff I've been through. He can tell you what I went through. So the QR code is on the screen. For those who are video, scan that. Tell me you watch this on Garrison House. Then you go to ambtfit.com or call 248-480-0131. That's A as in Anthony, M as in Moses, T as in total, B as in being, fit as in fitness.com. And they can work with you, say Garrison House sent you. I think my wife has something she wants to tell about how our pastor, Apostle T. Jackson, he's changing his lifestyle, some of his.
Right. Well, the journey about health is one thing. We all know we need to get better health. So the journey about health is what it is. You don't even have to be sick in order to have a journey of good health. But, because you definitely want to make sure you eat right, you exercise, you walk daily, or just do some form of fitness. So sometimes what happens when we are in an office setting, all we do is sit. Or if we work from home, all we do is sit and eat, so we have to get up. I work from home, and that's one of the things that I find myself you just kind of just lazing around and just basically do what you had to do, find something, all of a sudden you want to sit there and munch on stuff or eat on something, go outside for 5 minutes, come inside. That's when, when the weather is better, when the weather was nice, I was able to do that. But my apostle was going through he's going through his journey right now with the pre-diabetes stage in his life. And so when he found out about it, he immediately did something to combat it. Okay. But what the problem is, sometimes we as Christians, we feel like we shouldn't have to go to the doctor. We always want to give it to God and ask for prayer. But you at least have to have a base. Now, if you say, okay, I mean, your body hurts, your legs hurt, your knees hurt. Well, why do your knees hurt? Is it arthritis? And we can actually go target it. Okay, we bind the spirit of arthritis in the name of Jesus. We can actually target it and know exactly what we're going after, what spirit of infirmity it is. And sometimes people just have spirit of infirmity. But anyway, so we need to know. So sometimes you have to. So it's not wrong. You need to go to the doctor. You need to get checked out. You need to make sure you get your blood work done. You need to figure this out, because going down the line, talking to people, I said, oh, do you have a primary care doctor? No, I haven't seen him in years. Every year as a yearly, if you have health insurance, you have to at least go once a year. And especially if there's nothing physically wrong with you, you can go once a year. But if you start getting a little bit older in age, you need to at least go every 3 months, get blood work every 3 months. But some people don't even have a primary care physician. Some people never even saw a doctor before. But you have health insurance, and you're just holding on to health insurance,
paying all that
money and
nothing.
Right. I mean, at least and then if you do a yearly checkup, there's a zero copay. Insurance covers zero copays for yearly checkup. You just got to make sure you tell your doctor it's a yearly checkup. And Darnell made a point stating that at least go on your birthday. Yeah, at least you know, or somewhere around it. Right, because at least you know when your yearly checkup is supposed to be. Oh, it's my birthday. Oh, now I got to go my yearly checkup.
And I just thought about something you said, a yearly checkup. We forgot to turn in one of our benefits. We get paid to go to the doctor once a year.
Yeah.
And we're part of a supplemental program,
right?
The Duck.
Yeah. And right.
For the years, I need to call it. I have like 3 or 4 years worth. One time I told her, well, when's the last time I got my benefit? And she said, you know what? And they paid us pretty well. When I got hurt, I got paid. So I'm going to say it's Aflac. I got paid for being in the hospital. I forgot how much we got. But go to your doctor, because programs like Aflac, there's
supplemental insurance.
Some programs will pay you to go. The incentive is, okay, you don't want to go to the doctor, at least go once a year and we'll give you some money.
Right. And one of the things let me just wrap this up right quick, is the fact that when I was telling you about our apostle, he was pre-diabetes. So he was able to combat it enough where he was able to eat right and exercise to bring it down before he had to take any medication. But some of you, and I know one of my daughter's friends, father, I mean, it was far gone. Sometimes you're already at 10, your A1C is at 10. Okay. And so you're going to have to be on medication. I mean, that it is what it is. But you say, oh no, I'm going to trust God, I don't want to be on medication. That's what you call a spirit of faith. Because if you, and I know some celebrity, if I'm not mistaken, they had breast cancer and they didn't want to know, they believed strictly 100% on God. That was spirit of faith. They had faith that God's going to heal them from this, and God bless them, they did. But it's just the fact that sometimes but the thing is though, if you don't get to the point where it's at 10, and there are warning signs, our body triggers warning signs when there's something wrong. So as Christians, I was saying, is we feel like that's what we don't need to go to the doctor. We're going to trust everything on God. We're just going to pray. I don't like taking medications. Then go to the doctor. If you don't like take medications, then go to the doctor. If you don't take nothing, then go to the doctor to make sure that you are nowhere in the stage that you're supposed to be where you are going to have to take medication. So that's one of those things that you're going to have to do. And so my apostle, he did it. He was able to, his glucose levels were down during the morning. But however, we have yet to been able to get his A1C because 3 months has not been up yet. But that's one of the things you need to know. You have to do it, and don't be afraid to go to the doctor. That's another thing. We always some people are afraid to go to the doctor
And
because
the
they don't. And yes,
Your dentist will catch stuff as well.
Right.
Even than that, your dentist will catch diseases in your body from your oral.
right.
There's
Oral
things in
health.
your oral health that they'll
Right.
text and say, hey, you need to go to your primary care immediately because there's something here that should not be here.
Right. And so those are some of the things that we as just people in general, we just don't like going to doctors, and because they're scared to find something. And
They
then
just
when
don't wanna pay for
then
it.
when your loved one, or when you go to the emergency room because something happens, God forbid, something tragic happened, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and then you want to blame the hospital. Well, how will we know if there's nothing present to know what is going on? They only can go by what run down the symptoms. And if you never went to the doctor to say you had this issue or you had that problem, then there's nothing that we can do. So that's one of the things we have to do. You got to make sure, get yourself fit, and then once you find out, get yourself fit.
And just like on the hospital thing, we've been in a situation where the hospital messed up. So we do know hospitals do make mistakes, but
Right.
those are different.
But-
That's why you have tort attorneys. And she keeps telling me I need to go see the tort on the one that we deal with. But anyway, yes, get yourself together. That's basically, you'll love it. AM Total Being Fitness. You need to go on over there. Tell them Garrison House. 248-480-0131 is their number. But anyway, our topic is the online takeover.
And it's supposed to be pros and cons of is it box stores versus online stores. As you know, that we had a lot of box stores, what are box stores? Mall stores, stores that you normally will
Malls
go to in order to that's box stores. That's what you call box stores. And we noticed that a lot of stores have been closing down. We had Forever 21. If you didn't know, Forever 21 is a South Korean store.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Forever 21. It makes sense. Clothing there it don't fit nobody. I mean, it barely fit. It barely fit the 21-year-olds, but the clothing there barely fits anybody. But anyway, so because sometimes when the size fits are different. I think even H&M, but anyway, I'll leave that alone. So Forever 21, Bed Bath and Beyond. We already know Baby R Us went away a long time ago.
Yeah,
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us is slowly coming back.
Toys R Us was gone years ago before even that. I'm talking about most recent stores.
And Toys R Us actually every Christmas is inside of one. I forgot which retail store there.
I think it was. I want to say it was Macy's.
Yeah, they
yes, because I used not Macy's. Excuse me, Kohl's.
Okay,
because I used to work at Kohl's, and they had a little section in the corner for toys and they used Toys R Us. So they had that. So. Toys R Us, and then as you can see, we have Kmart, Sears. We already know Kmart and Sears are about ready to go under anyway, further down. And then of course, Payless. Yeah. Now, but during
Payless, Kmart, and Sears are online only.
Right, and so, but when you go to the mall, if you go to the mall and you go to like the JCPenney, it's bare minimum. They don't now, especially if it's not one of your bigger malls within your area, because we know the bigger malls may have a lot more merchandising than another mall would. But you were realizing that some of these malls now are just giving you the bare minimum. If you just need a dress right quick for an event, you go to the mall, try to find your address, and there you go. If you needed shoes for an event, and I'm like, what is it? Where are the shoes? I mean, it's like there's nothing there. It's like what am I looking here? But anyway, stuff like that. But most times that's the reason why they tell you, oh, we can order it online. We can, and it comes. You can ship it right to the store. You can pick it up at the store. So if you have time, then yes, you can do that. But nowadays, because I call it C-19 happened, a lot of things went online because that's what it is. What it is, because you had to order things online. I mean, people may have complained and talked about Jeff Bezos and Amazon, but C-19 basically built it to where it is now. And then 5 years later, because even before it, I always ordered, I did Kroger pickup. before this any happened. People never heard of Kroger pickup. And I used to do it all the time because I was like, you know what? I just ordered online, go to the store, pick it up. And that's what it is. But then when C-19 happened, Kroger, I mean, they had to do it. And other stores had to follow suit now because of that. So a lot of stores, you can go anywhere nowadays and order online. They'd rather you order things online and pick it up later because, that's kind of what they want.
And they have specific employees that if you ever go in these stores, they have an actual whole pull team. Back when we worked in our Target days, that would be called the pull team. So the pull team, I guess that's what they still call them, but the shopper team, they have their carts, they're loading up. Some of these stores have 6 or 7 people processing orders as they come in. But anyway, we have some samples of stores that are gone who have went from box store, from brick and mortar to basically online. Payless Shoes has totally gone to, they have become an Amazon store. They're now on Amazon.
Yes.
I was looking up some the other day, and I don't know why this came to me. I was like, whatever happened to this group? Just my size, because that's something she used to get. One Haynes Place.
Just my size.
They're Amazon only as well.
No, just our size was never a store.
I know it was a brand.
There was a brand that you can buy in the store, but now you can buy that stuff at Walmart.
Yeah, they don't sell that there anymore, but they've become.
They don't sell there anymore?
No, everything is online. Well, it was saying that they were part of. I
guess.
No,
because you just my size never had its own store.
No, they were part of the Haynes store.
They never had a store.
No, I'm saying they had the Haynes.
You could buy Haynes
closeout store. They had the actual what do they call the stores?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it.
It used to be one Howell. They closed, so you found all your Haynes products there. Because what came up is I used to go into,
but it's different.
Those are brands too. I'm saying,
right? It's different. You're talking about actual store.
Well, I can say that is the reason I'm saying this is example is Haynes. Haynes used to sell socks in CVS. That's where I used to go buy my socks. I used to go there, and they had everything was Haynes. You had everything. Men's socks were Haynes. Yeah, women's socks. So that's how come I knew the brands. But now you go into stores like CVS, and somebody brought it up. Basically, Haynes is shifting to online only. So you're not finding it in the store. So if you want to order something from Haynes, socks or anything for women, if they need stockings.
You can get just my size. No, excuse me. Fruit of the Loom and Haynes at JCPenney.
Oh, I didn't know that because I don't go to Penny's. I guess I need to go
to nowhere.
Penny.
He will only go. He will only go to things that are small enough for him to get out the car and walk in and grab and come on out.
Exactly.
I'm
a hunter.
That's one of the things.
We just joined another warehouse club. We just joined BJ's. I went to pay my storage locker fee, and they said, "Hey, you can join BJ's for this price a year." I went, "Oh, for that amount under $20, I'm in." She shops. I'm in there like, okay, I'm flying through the store.
I'm like, okay, wait a minute, honey. I'm going down the line. I go back. I'm like, I was trying to get this big old bag of kitty litter, and I look around. He ain't nowhere to be found. He was like 3 hours back, already down. Like, where are you going? Why are you leaving me? See me around. So he doesn't shop. He just walks through the store. And so I'm shopping, and I'm trying to grab stuff, and literally I have stuff in my hands while he's 10 miles down the aisle with a cart. I'm like, honey, can you at least stay with me? So that way I'm not carrying all this stuff.
What did I do yesterday? I circled.
Right. And they want to complain about something. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. Help me, Lord.
Being on my weight loss journey, I hit all
Don't blame your weight loss journey.
I hit all my steps yesterday.
Oh, my God.
I hit about 3,000. My legs started talking to me. And I'm like, oh, Lord, my leg. So I just kept moving, so my legs wouldn't start.
But he does that everywhere. He does that everywhere. I'm a hunter. I'm trying to look at stuff. I'm asking him questions. I'm like, where are you? I'm trying to find him. Yeah, he does that everywhere we go to the store. But anyway, I forgot where we're going with that one. But this is our friend Dana. She was on. This is one of her. She posted, and she was talking about this.
Key Erie. Look at this. It's empty. I mean, who's keeping this place in business? I see lids over there. I see Hillsburg Diamond, but like, it's down this hallway. Just came through here. I was just like, am I in the right spot? I had to pick up an order from Bath and Body Works. I'm like, where is it? Is it even in here? Look at this. It's empty.
And so the interesting, she made a point. She said she was just picking up an online order. And so that's what they want you to do, because they want you to go online. I think you did something. And when we signed up, you sign up online for the warehouse, BJ's warehouse, but they gave them a $5 coupon, but you had to go into the store. So they try to get you, but they do want you to get you into the store. But that's kind of what it is. So
But BJ's, unlike, now this is something going to, even though this is sort of part of still an online takeover, also want to show real quick. Montgomery Ward, those of us who are old enough,
Montgomery Ward
still exists.
Montgomery Ward was gone for years, for 23 years, before we got married. So
our children don't even know about
Montgomery Ward's
Finger Hut, and then a whole bunch of them we have on their service.
Finger Hut was always online. Yeah. It's just that I think they used to have it where they had like a place where you can go to pick it up. Oh no. Service merchandise.
Yeah, they're on there.
Service merchandise.
They're right there on the screen.
Service merchandise. Yes, they were. That was the thing. Yeah, people love their service merchandise, and they were actually the first. They were the first online stores that did pay as you go or buy now, pay later. So they gave you credit. So that's what these are now. The service merchandise, Figure Hut, they give you credit in order to buy certain merchandise, and that's what service merchandise was.
And as you see on there, we have
in the middle.
Service merchandise, Kmart, and Sears. So that's what's on the screen behind us.
Yes.
And so they are some of these places. Ironically, everybody on that list, they're still around. They're just online only. Payless is using Amazon. Kmart and Sears, I think they are using their own fulfillment, but a lot of these companies people bought the names. So if you had enough money, you can buy the name.
Right.
Now, Kmart and Sears, I'm not sure how they're still based in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. They do have brick and mortars, but they're in Australia, and I think there's still brick and mortars in Canada. So if you still want to go to a Kmart, I think you have to either go to Canada or Australia. A YouTuber I follow wanted to go to Kmart, so he flew to Australia to go to Kmart just to go shopping at Kmart.
That deep.
He just wanted to do it for nostalgia's sake.
I love Kmart because what Kmart was when we went to Kmart. When my daughter was younger, sometimes things were a little tight. I'm gonna lie about that. And during Christmas, we had the layaway. Kmart was the only store that did layaway, and you were able to buy, and it wasn't as times gone on. A lot of like Walmart, they only opened their layaway at a certain point, and right. But Kmart, it was all year. You could go to Kmart. How much your merchandise was, they tell you have to come and pay it every week, and that's how I bought toys for my daughter. It was through their layaway program. I was able to buy stuff. It's just as long as it wasn't a lot of stuff, but at least we had things that she was able to be joyfully had. You had your Legos. You had anything really.
Yeah, we had our photo suited. We got our family photos taken at Kmart. And we used to go. Was that?
That was a ripoff.
Yeah,
they upselled them.
Yeah, and that was and we did that at the flagship Kmart for those who. We actually went to the original store that Kresge built, where the ceiling was probably not. They weren't even nowhere near. They tore down the original Kmart. Don't know why they just tore it down, but the original store has been torn down in Garden City, just like Little Caesars left their original store in Garden City. I'm not sure what's up with Garden City. Which our P.O. box is 1827 Garden City, Michigan. So you can send us a letter there too.
Yeah, and so I mean Kmart was the go-to for anything. Yep. And then if you remember, if you're our age and know long enough, know that it went viral because a lot of people were going during Christmas time, paying off people their way. And they asked, they want to, and so that even then it's still wasn't enough, but people were doing that. So then now other stores started to follow suit. I remember when I worked, I'm a retailer. I worked retail almost very long, most of my life. That was my jobs. I worked retail, and I used to work for JCPenney. And when I was at JCPenney, they tried to do layaway. And so it kind of worked. It didn't work because they only allowed you to do it at a certain amount of time, within a time, and you had to get it out of layaway at a certain time and stuff like that. You have to be set up for stuff like that. And if you're not really 100% set up, there's room for error. So you could, but a lot of things Walmart started to do. I don't know if Walmart still does it, but at a certain time they open up layaway, and then you had to get the merchandise out. Maybe I think it had to be at least a week before Christmas or 2 weeks before Christmas. You had to get the stuff out. And then they shut the layaway down. So if you try to put something in 2 weeks or whatever, or something before Christmas, you only had a week or two. So you got to remember that too. But that's how it was. That's what it was. But nowadays, as you're saying, a lot of places do now offer buy now, pay later.
And I'm going to tell you why. I hate to offend people, but the main reason that retailers shut down a lot of their brick and mortars was because of shrink. And what I mean by shrink, shoplifting. Radio Shack died basically. I used to work at Radio Shack and I didn't put them up there. Radio Shack had a heavy theft problem. And it was, I was saying, well, black folk, no, it wasn't just black folk. It was all races. I had a gentleman who was not black. And he went to my stock room, grabbed a $200 VCR, put it on my counter and says, I want a refund.
I had that happen at JCPenney.
I said, you know what? You have a receipt? No, I said, you know what? I'm just going to take this from off the counter here and put it behind here. When you come back, I'll give you the refund. And he knew I caught him. I knew he had just stolen it because I saw him come in with nothing. He comes to my counter with the VCR. I'm like, because I was busy with the customer. He just snuck back there, grabbed the most expensive thing and thought he was going to get a refund. I said, no. So if people try to put it towards race things, we worked in retail. We've seen everybody do it. It's not just one particular race, but the main reason a lot of these stores are shutting down or locking up is they're just saying we can't handle the shrinking. And the people say, well, they're making all these profits. But the profits are to help reinvest in the company. So if you're losing, I think Walmart has $3 billion in shrink this year, but they make $100-some billion, which is fine. But that's what's causing a lot of your stores to close in certain areas is shoplifting.
Right. And of course, most recently we saw looting. Yep. And they just looting for no reason. It's not even like, when we saw shrink. It used to be when we were younger, it used to be the finesse of what did they call it? Boosting. They called it boosting. And they used to be able to finesse their way, boost the stuff, and then there's actually, if you go and Google Kerry Washington, they did a movie about it. And so I can't think of the name of the movie, and that's what they used to do that. Now they don't even care. They just run in there. A gang of people, horde of people will run into a store, grab stuff, and now they don't even be a horde of people. They just run into the store, grab, put on, and they walk out the store. It's like no qualms anymore about of shoplifting. It used to be signs, but nowadays you can't even put that up anymore in most states that you can't say shoplifting because most states don't even prosecute if it's nothing over $1,000 or $1,500.
Well, what she's saying is right here, and even though we're talking about this is the reason why online takeover is so bad. This is what happened here recently in Michigan, directly in the area. And if you notice, people are saying, again, these are people who are handcuffed. And these, people, I love how people always try to apply racist stuff. This is in Canton, Michigan, 23 people arrested. And I actually went to one of the stores, had to go to one of the stores and said, something happened. And they made a comment. I went to the Kroger over there, and the one, it was me, a black woman, and another black woman. She was the black woman was the cashier. The one, and somebody, well, if we still whatever. I said no, they just busted 23 people here for shoplifting. She was shocked, and the cashier said everybody. They call all races, but they were stealing from that whole area.
Most recently in Michigan,
they were doing Home Depot, Kroger, Target, and they had unmarked vehicles watching the people. So they were arresting them as soon as they came out the store. The loss prevention will notify the law enforcement officer outside. Law enforcement will arrest them immediately. So they just did a huge thing here, and they really don't want the shoplifter. They want the fence. A lot of these things are being fenced. For those who realize, we have cannabis here in Michigan. Literally drove by a gentleman saying, I'm not lying, I just want weed. I mean,
holding up a sign on the corner.
and she saw.
I said, no, I didn't see him I didn't see the sign, but I did see.
She saw
you pointed out to me, so yes.
So he's still holding that sign. He's like, I'm not gonna lie. So we do have a situation where when you start bringing in these cannabis and other things, people say, well, certain things, and we talked about something earlier today. We'll save that for later. We do have to talk about the reason why some places want crime and some places don't. Crime is about property value. Right. And so everything that we're talking about, even the online takeover, is based on some things that these retailers, like, we just can't afford it. Also, retailers like drugstores are going down for, well, another reason drugstores are really shutting down is because there's not enough Generation X that have reached senior citizenship to support the drugstores. And a lot of us are getting more conscious of our health. And so you don't have that much prescription. So a lot of these drugstores were built around our parents and grandparents that supported the drugstores. You needed that amount of drugstores to support.
And even drugstores are now, they do delivery.
Yeah.
You got to, I mean, I think Walgreens, I was texting my daughter, I was texting my sister. And she was talking about she was feeling something. I said, "Well, get this medication," and she said, "Yeah, but when you're already sick, you just can't get up and go do it." So I said, "Well, they deliver, but you at least have to pay $35. I mean, at least have to be $35 worth of merchant for them to deliver it." But yeah, so a lot of those even drugstores even does that. So the pro about drugstore online shopping is the fact that you can do it online and it's delivered to you. 24/7 and it's delivered to you. The negative, it does cause issues with the box stores, and basically all those stores. If you buy, let's say you go to Lane Bryant or whatever, and you buy the stuff online, the only thing is those stores are now just a shipping warehouse where you can go and they ship it to the store for free, and then you go there and purchase it. Or you can go to the stores and return it at the stores. That's the only. That's kind of the negative thing about it.
That's what killed Payless, in my opinion. They had a particular type. I used to get the same shoe or these same shoes. We would go in the store. They would have them. Then all of a sudden they said, "Well, we don't have them. You have to order them." I'm like, "Well, I want to know. I need them yesterday." And you had to order them, and then so it made no sense. And then if you have larger feet, like I do, men and women with larger feet, we were forced to order it online or find out what day the larger shoes would come in, catch the eBay person who would go in there, and they'll go into all these stores. Somebody told me, they said there was this family, this woman and her daughter, they knew exactly when the shoe orders was coming in. They would buy out every large size men and women's shoes. They would come in there and buy hundreds of dollars worth of the shoes. And then they would turn around and sell them on eBay at a higher price. So yeah, that was another problem we had. They would allow stuff like that to happen. You knew these people had a selling ring. So the reason Payless went down is several reasons. They just didn't have the sizes. The prices, Payless shoes was no cheaper than going to Foot Locker.
Payless they even shrunk the store.
Yeah, 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, they even shrunk the store then too, and because even then they wanted you to do a lot more online shopping too. So that's the reason why. Also, remember we see the box store killed the mom and pop stores too. And now it's just basically killing the mom and pop stores.
And
Radio
Amazon,
killed the pop. Was it Rockstar?
Radio killed the Rockstar. Well, the thing is, we were with Amazon before Amazon became
Amazon
big. I mean,
right.
we were early affiliates, and we still are. We got check our affiliate program. But we were affiliates with Amazon way before they got to where they were. We had a bookstore called Main Title Books and Videos online, and we sold back then. All Amazon had was books and videos. Now, if we would have stuck with it, we probably would have been in a different area. However, we've been with Amazon as partners for the beginning since I think Jeff Bezos had his first warehouse. That's how far back we go with that affiliate dissolved. We let that go, but we were some of his early affiliates, and it was fun being part of the affiliates program with him.
Yeah.
Show that.
No.
So what we're going to do now is go to our next topic because we are flying through this. Now this one here is going to be a quickie because we've already talked about this. The rebrand updates for many of y'all who knew that Cracker Barrel and all of them had changed their name, changed their brand, their logo. Everybody had a whole bunch of problems with it. And so what I did is, of course, I updated our graphic and I added brands that have really changed. Cream of Wheat, the chef from Chicago, who's a real chef, is no longer on there. Aunt Jamina's is a whole new Pearl Mill, whatever the name, milling company. Uncle Ben, he's off the box. Land O'Lakes, it looks weird because I didn't know that the Land O'Lakes.
They got rid of Uncle, the man and the word Uncle. I think it's just Ben's.
It's Ben's. And I mean, it is. And I all this happened in 2020. I didn't even know that the Land O'Lakes Indian was gone. So that's how bad they were debranding. And as we spoke about last week, there was a Native American artist on our previous 2 weeks ago who created the Land O'Lakes butter girl. So the Indian on there was drawn by a Native American. And so they all said, well, it was based on racism and we just didn't want to.
I think sometimes we make a big deal out of it. And I think it sometimes, look, we got to get rid of the old and sometimes you got to bring in the new in order to draw more customer base. I didn't really care. It's not. If I was buying Aunt Jemima, it wasn't because of this woman was on the box.
Because of the taste.
Right, and I didn't like Aunt Jemima. To be truthfully honest, I don't like it. I would have got.
To me, her syrup was more. And I'm a Mrs. Butterworth fan.
Right. And their pancake mix was too gritty for me. That's the only thing I didn't like because it wasn't smooth enough or wasn't fluffy enough to me. So I wouldn't. But that's the only way. That's the only reason why I won't do Aunt Jemima. But nowadays you got Kroger brand. I mean, I just got me a Kroger brand. Bisquick. Now we used to do the Bisquick and all that too. Everybody, if you don't Bisquick, they had the Jiffy Mix Quick, the Jiffy Mix too. You could do the same thing, but the only thing about those is you had to add eggs and milk. But with these Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, and Kroger's, all you had to do is add water.
There's a waffle mix that we buy. Yes, add water, but the waffle mix, I add buttermilk to it because I want the texture.
Right.
But there's a waffle mix we got, and it's a generic one. It's actually pretty good.
Right. I mean, but I didn't buy it because these people were on the box. And if I was going to buy it, it wasn't because these people were on the box. Endorsements. So they do a lot of endorsements, which is different. So you will buy a merchandise because so-and-so was endorsing it. So imaging on packaging right now, even your own branding, and we're going to change our branding too. Yeah, but anyway, but that's kind of out of date too. Putting your own face on your own logos and stuff like that. We may change it up a little bit because it's a podcast. It is. We are the brand. Right. But I'm talking about if you actually had a business that you're selling. If you're selling yourself, then yes, you could put it on there. But if you have a shoe business, you shouldn't be showing yourself with a shoe business. But if you're a chef or something that you're selling yourself, then yes, you should put your face on it.
Well, Chef Morris, I don't think he puts his face is not on his. Now, I mean, we own media content streaming platforms, channels for the platforms, and we don't see our faces on it because we don't want it to be based on. We don't want the platforms or the networks for us to be the face, though we are. But we're not trying to put our face on everything. That's not how we built our business. We got a new production company. Same thing. It's not going to be us. We never done that with GNF Productions. We don't put our face on there. Me and Dave, you don't see our faces on there. And there's a reason for that. But branding, it comes a time to rebrand your look. Now, my only issue is some of these brand logos, I don't like them. People, and I'm part of that complaining crew. I'm going to look at one. I'm going to bring up one.
I mean, even when Elon Musk bought Twitter, I didn't like X, but it had nothing to do with the platform itself. People just didn't like the platform because he bought it. But even then, I mean, I had no issue.
Now, for me,
that's not even no different, really.
I honestly, it's just it has no life. When I look at the Nissan logo on the right, I love it. That's the logo I'm used to. I like it. Has some depth. It has some feeling. The one on the left is flat, boring, blah. Okay, whatever. I'm going to say it's lazy. To me, it's a lazy logo. Nissan is one of the companies that did it. Some
Yeah.
people,
A lot of people are going with basic now.
yeah, and the
right.
reason the excuse that they're making is, well, it's for online. We have to make it where it's scalable. Well, I've been doing graphics. I'm not a graphic artist.
He was always a 3D artist, but I was like, honey, you need to
as
move on.
As a graphic person who's done graphics for broadcast for decades, one of the tricks that I learned from a gentleman who's showed me some tricks was you change the DPI. So if you have a graphic that needs to be scaled up or down, you make it, however, the bigger the DPI, the better it can reduce. So I learned that. So some of these graphics that they're doing is just laziness because they like flat. To me, it's just like looking at that. Ford changed theirs too. Kia changed theirs. Kia's was nice, but the ones.
I mean, to me, as going back to the fact, if you're gonna buy a Nissan, you're gonna buy a Nissan. You're not really looking at the logo.
No.
Long as you see, if you want a luxury
I want
car,
the experience.
Right. If you want a luxury car, look, I want my BMW on there. I want my Mercedes on there. I want my little logo. I want my Rolls Royce. It is what it is. I mean, it's like you're going. Self sells itself. That's kind of what it is. You're not going to this. You're not going to Nissan unless you want to, but you're not going to Nissan because you want to see a Nissan.
No, the car, it looks great. I mean, the logo looks.
Why it's got the snow on it?
I don't know. That's the Nissan Foundation. But I mean, on the car, it looks great. It looks nice on the car. It just doesn't look great to me. It doesn't look good on imaging. No full disclosure. Yes, we own Nissan. So, but they're not paying us now. If Nissan, you want to give us a little deal, we'll work with you. But as someone who has driven Nissans now for years, we drove the new logo Nissan. I really didn't even care that the new logo was on it. I really didn't pay attention to it. However, they are branding. Everybody's changing their brand.
Everybody's branding.
Now,
right.
For me, I've changed BTV's brand, and most people didn't notice I changed it. I did some modifications to the brand. I just haven't migrated it all the way over to the website, but there's been changes to the BTV brand. Basically, I'm removing the satellite dish. It's just, we're a streaming platform. So I've been slowly changing the brand, and it's already on the air. The brand has changed. So yes, there's a lot of us who change brands. I do subtle. I'll do something that you may not notice is gone. It's just not there anymore. So I'm in the process of next year. Really, I've been testing it on the air, and I like it. And as a result, we're going to change it across the board. That's going to be the new logo, removing the dish. Is it going to be a lot of work? Yeah, because I'm the guy who has to do it all. So that's the reason why it takes a little bit longer.
But I think it's just like, nowadays, I don't even pay attention. It's just like, okay, Uncle Bear's. And most of the time, I shop based on pricing. Uncle Bill's got it on sale for $4 for $5. Okay, let me grab which one I want. That's what I do. I just shop based on pricing. Nowadays I don't care. Okay, but the thing is though, when you see it, you say, oh, that's Aunt Jemima. Right. Or when you see Mrs. Butterworth, oh, that's Mrs. Butterworth. So you know what you're getting into. Now, people could complain when Miss Butterworth went from a glass bottle to a plastic bottle.
Oh, they did.
People were more complaining what she looked like and what she was wearing than what she was. Even Mrs. Butterworth was the first AI. You think about it, that imaging that went, that movement, bottle used to move.
Animated the bottle, yeah.
So, but anyway.
I can tell you that some of the things when cream of wheat, reason I didn't know cream of wheat changed is because I haven't had cream of wheat since I got sick from eating it.
I didn't even know there's a person on cream of wheat.
Oh, I knew about them. Cream of wheat, I haven't had cream of wheat in probably 40 years. So, I'm telling my age. That's how it's been since I've had cream of wheat, since I was a teenager. So
what's the difference between cream of wheat and grits? Cream of wheat was a lot more sweeter,
right,
than grits. Grits, if you like grits, some people like the salt and pepper.
Is corn. I think cream of wheat is a wheat,
right, and it's sweeter.
Yeah,
and with grits, you salt and pepper, or sugar and butter.
Sugar and butter.
I am sugar and butter. My sister sugar and butter. We lived off of sugar and butter on our grits.
I said no, that's cream of wheat. But the thing about my issue with cream of wheat is. And I'm gonna be honest. When I had cream of wheat, I used to do the lumps. I learned how to make the lumps in the cream of wheat, and it was like it wasn't any. I loved the lump in it. I would make the lump cream of wheat dumpling, and so I had the cream of wheat, and I figured out how to do a dumpling in it. My mom did it by accident. I said, "Oh, I like this." So we did it all the time, where it's just cream of wheat and I had the dumplings, sugar in it. And I just got sick off
What do
it
you mean
one
by
night.
dumpling?
It's like we took the cream of wheat and somehow it did a lump. The way she prepared it, it had like a ball,
She
cream
put
of
a
wheat
ball,
It was
okay.
a cream of wheat ball.
Uh-huh.
And
And
it
then
was,
what she do after that?
she just cooked it and it was in there.
You
It just
fried
balled
it?
up. No,
Or-
it was just regular, like you do cream of wheat. Cream of wheat and grits is done the same way. It's just we learned how to bake a little ball out of it, and it was actually I liked it.
That's lumps.
I like the lumps, and it was
And cream of wheat.
and cream of wheat.
Well, yeah, because we ain't got them lumps in our grits.
That's the only time I had that's the only
But
cream
the
of wheat I
interesting
did
about
sugar
it,
in.
think about it, the branding, Miss Little Debbie's still on there. And the Quaker guy is still on there.
Yep.
You know, so that's one of the things you got to realize
And
too.
that's where
I think that's where a lot of people were, stating when you're talking about that. A lot of people were saying that.
Yeah, they didn't change all the branding. They just took out certain ones, and some of us got upset about it. But anyway, you want to show that real quick, or are we
No,
going to move on?
we can
All right, so we're going to move on to our next topic. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but here we go. Indicted. Yes, we have another pastor here recently that's been indicted. We have, recently she pulled up another pastor in New York who was indicted. And so, yeah, we've had another pastor indicted. Apostle David E. Taylor was indicted, and he was indicted. I'm trying to pull it up. Basically, when we read the indictment, they basically said slave labor and a whole bunch of other stuff. And disclosure, I've done some production work for him once, and once was enough for me. One time only. He's here in Michigan. I've done some work for him. Been to the church that he took over from Pastor Johnston. Pastor Johnston was a really nice, really good pastor. He built that ministry. And basically, Prophet Kim Clement, the late Prophet Kim Clement, was there constantly. He used to be in New Boston, Michigan. Pastor Johnston, given the backstory here, was basically beaten by the police department, the New Boston police, back in the day, and he suffered. And we interviewed him on CTN Live, and he played the audio tape of the police beating him. For those who don't know, New Boston, Michigan, I'm just going to put it out there, is the racist community of Michigan. She may disagree, but our daughter's friend worked there. She's experienced a lot of, as an Amazon driver, ironically, she's experienced a lot of N-words being called. So yeah, it's still a basket of racism in New Boston, Michigan.
They probably doesn't want to.
No, New Boston is a city. New Boston.
We're gonna keep it here. I don't know.
New Boston is one of those cities I won't drive through at night. I'll drive through Howell at night, which is a little bit has gotten better. But this is David E. Taylor's.
One of the things, that's what I was looking at. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he soweth to his flesh, shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall reap life everlasting. So if you're gonna sow as unto the flesh, then that's reaping corruption. We know the beginnings of David E. Taylor, and
yes, we know him very well.
We can't say until it gets to court. However, when you are hungry, I'm not gonna say this to him allegedly. Okay, we're gonna clear that up. Allegedly, if you are hungering for money, or I don't know how the word is, and that's the scripture. If you read into the flesh, then that's sowing into corruption. Unfortunately, even if it is supposed to be up and up, even if it is, you saying it's up and up. When you focus 100% on your online presence is about giving, then that's where is God in that? I mean, and you're telling people, I mean, 90% of it is all about sow into the ministry. So I see people, that's not really edifying God. You are, as a man of God, you are supposed to edify and the people of God. Edify, comfort, and exhort as a prophet. Now you're supposed to edify the people of God. You're supposed to be teaching them the word of God in order for them to grow. So when you go up into heaven, which the apostle always been saying, when you get into heaven, then you can say, what have you done? And then either God's going to say, well done, my good and faithful servant, enter into the kingdom of heaven. Or he's going to say, you have been judged and you have been found guilty. Okay. And then you find yourself you're not entering into the kingdom of heaven. So what have you done? All you did is for 90%. I don't even know. I never watched this program. I never watched this thing. I remember years ago, he used to do a lot of ministry in his programs, which is fine. But lately, I don't know if they're just focusing on it, but if you're always talking about giving and talking about large sums of money in giving, then really, all you're doing is sensationalizing and emotionalizing people in their state of mind. And sometimes what happens as prophets, I'm not saying it's this person here, that's how they move. They move out of the sensationalize a person's feelings. And then that's when they can say, okay, some people are gifted like that. They can move on. They know how people are feeling. So they know how to tag you or know how to tug on you and hit those emotions enough to say, if you seed into my life $2,000, and they know, and they were saying you have been going through a lot with, whatever word they can give you. And then you feel that this is, because that's what you were going through at the time. That's just all they're doing is feeling out of your emotions. And sometimes, that's what's happening. So then you find yourself giving. That's the reason why you always find out that these women or these people, how can they fall for these scams and talking about some prince is in a cave somewhere. The only thing they have is a fax machine in a cave. Yep. Because they know how to move out emotions. They know somebody's going to say, I'm going to have to help, because that's what they do. And it doesn't make sense. And I think it's just recently somebody just got scammed by that again. But so you, again, as we always says, know those who are a labor among you. And so one of those are the things that we have to always figure it out. And we don't know. He could have been, everything he's done could have been up and up. If people were going to give, people were going to give. If people are saying that they were giving for this project, giving for this particular thing, then people are going to give for that particular thing. And if he's saying, if you give it to our ministry to help us, and if he's showing things, they just have to prove that this money was not going to his pocket. And technically what they're really getting him on is basically labor law.
Yeah,
that's
labor.
Technically that's what they're giving him on, because his call center, they're saying they weren't being fed. They're saying that they were being coerced into doing things. They were force feeding them BCs. I don't know if I can say that word.
Birth control.
There we go. They're force feeding them there, or things like that. So if they can prove it, then that it is what it is. I
can say from internal ministry, person who works in ministry, he did have some issues. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. Our ministry, we were one of the first ones to get a really large video wall. So he couldn't beat us. He went on ahead and got a bigger one. We had the largest video wall in the southeastern Michigan. So he went on ahead and built one that's nearly twice the size as ours.
What happened? Look, I'm going to go right back to our Black brothers. He wanted to buy
the Word Network.
The Word Network.
No, we'll just disclose it.
And he wanted. It's not like the fact that it was hiding from him. He wanted to buy the Word Network. And the owner of the Word Network, I think he was asking for $50 million. And so I believe somebody may have had it, but they didn't want it. They said, well, hold on, I got this other man, I might give it to him. But he said he didn't have the full 50. I think he had like 25 or something like that. I can't remember exactly how much he had. After that, then this stuff right here started to go down. Okay, so they were like, that's what it is. I'm going back to our Black brothers. I mean, you're talking about Diddy. You're talking about Shannon Sharp. You're talking about we thought Tyler Perry was kind of. We all knew Tyler Perry. Well, he was. Even he got hit with with something. Then you're talking about they wanted to go after any other rapper, or we just finished almost 2 years on this trial with Young Thug. And they were just going after these black brothers because they were getting too much money. So they found some way to try to bring them down. And so or with Diddy and with Tyler Perry, they were trying to buy BET. BET did not want to sell it to any black person. Black entertainment television didn't want to sell it to any black person. So they either priced it high enough for them not to be able to get it. But even when they priced it high, Tyler Perry said he offered them more than what it was valued, but they still did not want to give it to him. Tyler Perry has like 6 shows on BET right now, but they didn't want to give it to him. So what they do? They took it off the market, so because they did not want to sell it to black people. Bill Cosby, he wanted to buy NBC. What happened? Boom. There's this basketball player, Arness. I can't, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, forgive me. He said he was negotiating a contract. I don't know what it was for. I think he was being a sportscaster or for some network or something. And they offered him one, but then when he said he offered him he countered the offer. And he said the next day, I haven't read it. Then he even said it himself. The next day he got hit with a case. So that's kind of how it is. So you want to sit there and complain about black people doing black. Look, we got to figure out what's really going on. Because not everything is. They're not. And then we as a community, either we're gonna rally around them, or we're gonna say, oh, that's always him. We know, and we're gonna throw him in jail. R. Kelly. We got to go back and figure out that one, because I would like to see his trial after we've seen all this other stuff they've been putting on this stuff. We knew we know R. Kelly. He was always like that. Did we? Or is that just what people were telling us? But they said, he was saying, now we can't go back to when that was happening, but at this present moment, he was saying that he was locking up women in his house. And his parents, the girl's parents, called the police on him. And that's how he got a case. And the girl kept saying, I am not a victim. I'm not kidnapped. So that's one of the things we have to do.
Now, 2 days before his arrest, his indictment arrest, he was arrested, booked, and photographed. This is his last post. He posted on Instagram. The big 7 tests are miracles God used to give you victory, purify your character, and prepare you for heaven. Anyway.
Purify your character. And as I was saying,
then he was in the middle. He got arrested on the 11th day of his thing. But anyway, apparently we are out of time, honey.
Oh, wow. We talked so much. We
talked so much. We are out of time. But anyway, I am going to zoom this out.
Take it last week. Anyway, thank you. Bye.
Thanks for watching. I'm Darnell.
Angela.
And we'll see you next week on Garrison House.